Hello again, my most amazing artists. Today, you are going to be thinking back to a couple days ago when we saw some snow on the ground. This inspired me to start our winter creations. So today, you are going to be creating your own winter wonderland inside of a snow globe. I wonder how many of you have snow globes at home. They're really fun to turn upside down and shake and watch all that snow swirl around in the world. Today, you're going to create your own little miniature world inside the snow globe template. So let's see how we can do that. Okay, for starters, I'm going to make sure that when I'm coloring this in, I am coloring it completely. I'm going to use some crayons for this project. Now, start to think a little bit of some things that you might see in a winter wonderland or things that remind you of holidays or the season. So, some things that come to mind, maybe pine trees or Christmas trees. Maybe you use snowflakes. Maybe you draw candy canes, reindeers, sleighs, sleds, Santa, his elves, his reindeer sleigh flying through the sky. You could draw a snowman. You could draw a gingerbread house. You could draw mittens. You could draw lights. I'm sure you can come up with some other things that you could draw as well. But whatever you want to put in your winter wonderland is up to you. So I'm going to pull out just a few crayons here, and I'm going to make sure that I am coloring in the base in addition to everything else. So the first thing I'm going to show you is maybe you want to know how to draw a snowflake. I am going to make an X, just like so. You don't have to draw a snowflake. Yours can be anything you want. But in case you want to know how to make it, this is what we do. So we start with an X. Then I'm going to draw a horizontal line through the center. Then I can come back and I can add almost like a Y shape or add little arms on each stick. Give them little branches like that. If I go all the way around, I'm going to have a snowflake. Remember, all snowflakes are unique. They're all different, and they all usually have 6 sides. So that's just one thing that you could draw. Maybe, again, you want to draw a snowman. Snowmen aren't too tricky. Let's draw some ground down here. That's where my snow is going to settle. This is probably the only part of my paper besides my snowman that I'm going to leave white, because here in a moment we are going to add snow inside of our snow globe. And when we do that, we want to be able to see the snow. And if we draw snow on top of a white background, it's not going to show up very well. Notice here I have added 3 circles right on top of each other. Okay. Then I could come back and I could decorate my snowman. I could give him his carrot nose. I could give him his button eyes. I could give him all the features you would expect a snowman to have. I wonder how many of you have made a snowman before. They're really fun to make. This one's going to be waving to us. Maybe he's alive like Frosty. Let's give him a hat. And maybe I'll give him a scarf. So he doesn't get too cold. Just kidding, he's made of snow. Okay, so that's just one thing I might see in my winter wonderland. We've talked about several other examples, and you'll see several other examples on the board. What if I want to make a tree? There are a couple ways I could do that. I could draw 3 triangles right on top of each other. and then add my stump. That's just one way. Or I could even do this. I could create a zigzag line that tilts down, like so, to create my tree. And then I could decorate it however I wanted. Maybe give it some more texture. Okay, so this is just the start of my winter wonderland. I'm not going to color this in completely, but I do want you to. Remember, I'd love to see you color in maybe the entire sky before you add in any snow and whatever details you want to add. Now you'll notice I'm getting a little outside the lines, but that's no big deal because the next step is going to be to cut our snow globes out. So after my whole background is colored in and my base for my snow globe is colored in, this is the part of the snow globe that holds it in place. Otherwise it just roll away, right? So I need to make sure I give it some nice decoration. I could add jingle bells. I could add a cup of cocoa. I could write words like Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. I could write something like this. Oh, ho, ho. So I'm going to color all of this in completely before I do this next step. I'm just moving on for the sake of time. I want you to have all the time you need to color yours. So the next step is going to be to cut this out. Remember, if we are using scissors, some things to keep in mind. This is a tool, not a toy. My thumb goes in the small hole on top, never upside down like this. And I always cut away from myself. Then I can cut around my entire project. Be sure you don't accidentally cut your base off. You don't want to have to glue it back on there. So don't follow the line around the bottom of the circle right here. We don't want to cut through that by accident. Instead, again, I'm turning this around, and notice how my other hand is turning my paper for me as I cut away from myself. Oh, don't follow that line. Turn back down here. Okay, so once I do this, the next part is my favorite part. We get to add some snow. Now, you are going to make your very own snowflakes or snowballs. And this is how. We are going to tear off a very small piece of tissue. See that? Then I'm going to use my glue stick, and I kind of want to tilt this on its side. I don't want to touch the whole surface because what that's going to do is it's going to get too much glue on my paper. I'm going to pinch my tissue, and then I'm going to try to roll it in between my fingers or in my hand in a circle. That's going to make a small snowball. Now I'm going to want several of these, so I'm going to go ahead and make just a few, and then I'm going to decide where do I want them glued down. Now, I probably shouldn't see any snowballs in my base. That doesn't make any sense. It should be inside the globe, the circle. And I don't want them to be too big because they're going to cover up all the crazy details. So again, maybe like the size of your fingertip, roll it up. You can do really small ones. Try to make as many as you can. I like to do, 5 or 6 of these before I start to glue them down, just in case I get glue on my fingers. But then my next step is this. I'm going to add glue. Like I said, I'm using the corner. And I'm going to point to that spot just so I don't lose track of it. I'm going to take one of my snowballs and stick it on. This is going to add some really nice texture to my snow globe. Texture is the way something feels or looks like it feels. We're going to learn about it a little bit more here very soon. sticking them down. Make it look like it is snowing outside. Okay, and so I would probably add even more than this, but this is how you are going to create your winter wonderland inside your snow globe. I hope you have fun making these. Use your best imagination. Yours doesn't need to look like mine. If you want to draw kids having a snowball fight, do it, okay? Whatever is inside your snow globe is unique to you. So until then, I will see you guys next time, and I hope we get more snow.